First of all, what are we talking about today? Who remembers? Use your genius brain. Luis?
We're talking about soil.
My name is Tita Ugalde, and I would like to invite you to join myself and my second graders in gathering evidence about soil using our Common Core practices. So this lesson was put together to say, okay, what is it that we can do to teach students about soil, which is one of the science standards. All right, boys and girls, today for language arts, we're going to be doing two things. In language arts, you've been taking notes. You've been taking notes about rocks. What else? Minerals. That's right. And today is about soil. Yesterday, you learned something when we looked in your book. You learned about some text. Features, that's right. Let's review some of those text features. Today's lesson was reviewing text features, but also taking notes from informational text with multiple sources. So at the end of the lesson, they would be able to reflect on what they learned, what they gathered, and have the students be able to compile their thoughts with their notes from the text.
I know that animals, insects, spiders, and worms is in soil.
The Common Core standard was to see if they could ask and answer questions, and our topic was soil.
Soil!
It is soil. Yes, Audrey?
We are talking about soil.
That's right. Our topic will be about soil, and also we're focusing on
Text features.
features. Text is?
Words.
And the features are?
Parts.
And we listed many features. However, today, I'm going to ask you to stand up and stand up. In a moment, you'll be going back to your seats. We'll use overhead projector so that you can learn more about soil, but we're going to be using our text features. There's 3. Does anybody remember what they were? How about you, Daisy?
Bold words.
Bold words, that's right. Words that in different print. Esteban?
Headings and subheadings.
That's right.
Diagrams.
Diagrams. I'm glad you remembered, because remember, you make your brain stronger when you try to remember things. The shift for me in the Common Core is that I used to have them read, answer questions, just basic. And now I really am looking at text features. That gives them an overview of what they're going to be learning. Then they could dig deeper. So that was a big shift. It used to be superficial, but now for me, that's what I'm learning to do. All right, everybody, let's look up at the screen. Can you read that?
Soil layer.
That's right. There's a lot of text, right? There's also, what else do you notice?
Layers.
Any headings, subheadings? You see anything? Yes, Louis.
What are the big letters for?
Louis asked a really good question. What are the big letters for?
The big letters are for, so it could talk about what it's about.
I need for them to understand how important text is. It's not just about fluency. And comprehension isn't about just reading and spitting out. It's really looking at the whole picture of what the text is about. You as second graders, in order for you to read really a lot better, to really comprehend, you need to know how to look at the information that you're given. All right, everybody, let's look up at the screen. You notice we didn't read everything because it wasn't about reading everything. It was about focusing on the text features and being able to find some evidence by rereading. So we just started. We'll continue tomorrow. Pass this out to everybody here, please. Right now, this will be guided. That means that I am showing you. I'm helping you to do this first part right now. And for this, you're going to need a template. And the template had some questions with spaces for them to write the evidence that they gathered. Evidence. I use that word a lot so that they could make it part of their vocabulary. Let's look at the first question. Keywords. What was the one of the keywords?
What word repeats?
Okay, what word repeats, Esteban?
Soil.
Soil. Can you write soil in the first one?
Yes.
What word repeats? Soil. So they need to fill in information evidence that they had gathered from either text and later what was in their science book. Okay, so let's look at the text that you have. You have this text, right? So you have a question. What was that question, Anthony? What covers
most
of the earth?
Soil.
Okay. Who has an answer for that? You do, Ariana? What is it?
Soil.
Okay, let's look for the evidence. One of the shifts for me in Common Core is to find evidence throughout. Let's read the first sentence. Soil covers much of the land on earth. So if you wrote soil in the second box, you're right. Because here it is. Evidence, not just in language arts, not just in the text, but also in math and in science. Look at I have evidence right here. It's made up of rock, sand, clay. Look at it even is made up of air, water. Who said water? Look at that. It's right here. Here is your evidence. And organic material, matter from dead plants and animals. So what is soil made of?
Animals.
There you go. Here's your evidence. You can highlight that. So you can, when you highlight, you are bolding information, your own selves. Show me your evidence.
Who lives in the soil?
So let's go back. Who lives in the soil? I saw the word
Home.
home. Isn't that a place where somebody lives?
Mm-hmm.
Keep reading.
For many animals. Animals. Insects, spiders,
Centipedes,
worms,
burrowing animals, bacteria, and
many others.
so there's your evidence. Did you see where evidence of who lives there? Is it only? We did not go through the entire template. We only went through a few, like keywords, always very important. And then I looked around and I thought, they're ready to go on by themselves. Then we made a shift. We're going to be using this book. And in here are it's a chapter about what? What do you think? Soil, that's right. And I need you to come back to the carpet with me, please. We transitioned from their desks into the carpet using the science book with a template. So that next part was for them to say, okay, we've practiced, we've been taking notes, now let's see. Can we go back and find evidence in our reading to answer these questions? All right, everybody, let's start with your keywords over here. You have your clipboard, Caleb? Okay, great. Keywords. Do you have any words repeating? Yes?
Soil.
Okay.
Rocks.
Write those down in the first one. Do you see something else?
Silt.
Silt. Look it. Silt. That repeats. Yes.
Minerals.
Minerals. I saw it once. Derek?
Clay.
Yeah, it repeated more than once. What else is in soil? Yes?
When plants and animals die, they become part of the soil.
Okay, so there you go. What's in soil? What's in soil, Lewis?
Plants and animals.
That's true. What else, Anthony?
Worms.
Worms, yes. What else? Next, we went from the rug back to the desks. Go! For a 10-minute quick break. What is it that you learned about soil? 3 or more facts. 10 minutes. That's your science. And what I remind them, your pencil is flying across that page. And before time was up, some were ready to share.
Who would like to share what they wrote about soil? Lewis.
Soil. Soil is dirt. Animals and plants die and in the soil. Soil is rocks. Soil is water. Soil is soil.
Anthony.
Soil is rocks. Water dried. Soil is sand and Dirt.
We're a school, and they're going to be citizens. I don't know where they're going to end up, but I hope that they'll remember something from this classroom. And one of the things I hope that they remember is that they learned a lot because they had a teacher that really cared about them and a teacher that provided an opportunity for their voice to be heard.